Yo, what up guys? This is your boy Legendary here, and today people we got another deck profile. We're going to be doing the Supreme Kings deck finally. This deck was supposed to be revealed to you guys during October of last year, you know, for the holiday season. But unfortunately, the mat I ordered, which is this beautiful mat right here, arrived really late. It arrived a few weeks after, and then I was like, alright, screw it, we missed the Halloween duel that we originally wanted to do. And we couldn't find the right script for it, so there were issues, and then I just kind of got lazy and whatnot, and then I waited for the new support that the Supreme King got. So in a way I'm kind of glad we didn't do it right away, because the Supreme King got some support a little bit later on. I believe it was after Halloween that he got the support, and so now we can actually add it into this deck. So I'm really happy that it kind of still worked out in that way. And we do have a duel already made out with the Supreme King. Oh yeah, it was supposed to be Supreme King versus Yuri, but unfortunately, because the mat didn't arrive in time, we couldn't do that duel in time. And then you know, the end of the year is always rough to do duels, so we couldn't do it. But we still have that script done. We just have to record it and stuff, and hopefully that duel will come up definitely this year at some point. Maybe we'll do it for Halloween, or maybe we'll do it before, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's just get into the deck profile. That's why you're here. So for the Supreme King deck, it's pretty much just Jaden's deck. Honestly, it's not like that much different than Jaden's deck, just with some new stuff. And instead of the 2 polys and the Miracle Fusion, you have the 2 Dark Fusions with the Dark Calling. And there wasn't that much Supreme King stuff. And the new support definitely did help a bit. It helped quite a lot. But there's still not a lot, so you still have to fill in a lot of space with other cards that may not be as, like, you know, evil and dark centered and whatnot. But you do what you can, you know, with what you have. But yeah, and I don't add copies. I know we could add copies. I don't add copies of cards, so I just run one-ups. But yeah, so we got Elemental Hero Avain, the alternate art, the evil art, so to speak. We got Elemental Hero Burstinatrix, the alternate art, and then the alternate art of Sparkman. Then we got Clayman. Unfortunately, they don't have an alternate art of this, but they should have made one. We got Elemental Hero WildHeart. They should have made an alternate art for that too, since he also has a Evil Hero Fusion. So that's pretty much your main Elemental Hero core mostly. The rest are just kind of tech support cards for, you know, for the deck. So we got Prisma, obviously, to help you get your materials to the grave, copy names, and go for your fusions. You already know Prisma. We got the new support card, Elemental Hero Liquidman. I don't have the card yet. We didn't pull it from the box, so this is just a printout for now. But I decided to add this. I wasn't going to add this card at first, but I decided to add it because of its first effect mainly. Because when this card is normal summon, you could, you know, special summon a level 4 lower hero monster in your graveyard. So that's good, because you could bring back your materials back onto the field to then go for more Evil Hero Fusion. So that's why I added it, because it's kind of like a mini Monster Reborn sort of. And you could possibly use the second effect, but it'll hardly ever come up, because you won't be using him for fusion material. You'll mostly just be using him to bring back a hero and then go for an Evil Hero Fusion. Then we got Elemental Hero Bubbleman. Use the anime effect. You know, it's just draw support. It's very good. I wish they had an Evil Hero Fusion that included Bubbleman, but for whatever reason, they just never made one. So it is what it is. We got Elemental Hero Neos. He didn't really like use Neos. Supreme King didn't use Neos, but it was in his deck. Like, it fell out of his deck at one point, because it is just Judai's deck, but he just focused more on, you know, the evil stuff, the evil side of everything. But this is in here. I'll explain later, like, how you can use this card in a way. But yeah, then we got Elemental Hero Honesty Neos. I wanted to go only full darkness theme, but like I said, there's not a lot of cards. You can take this card out if you want, because once again, you know, he's a villain, so this is a really light support card. Maybe you don't want to use it because it's not in theme. I would completely respect that. I only added it because I'm like, you know, I want to make this deck powerful and strong, and this card is really good. It gives your evil heroes 2,500 extra attack points, which is good because a lot of them have really weak stats. So this helps give them a super huge boost. 25 is a lot, along with a couple of the other cards that are in the deck that help boost them up. So I think it's definitely worth adding, but if you want to take it out, that's cool too. Then for the evil heroes, we got Evil Hero Malicious Edge, the evil version of Blade Edge. Then we got Sinister Necrom. I still have to buy this card. This is just a printout, but this is one of the new support cards. You could banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one evil hero monster from your hand or deck, except this card. And you can only use this once per turn. So very good support card. You could just banish this from the graveyard, special summon Malicious as straight from the deck or from your hand. Then we got the new support card, Evil Hero Adusted Gold. This is a very expensive card that I was not blessed and I did not get to pull, but that's fine. Its effect is really good. You could discard this card to add one Dark Fusion or one card that lists Dark Fusion in its text from your deck to your hand. So this allows you to search out your Dark Fusion, which we finally have. So that was one of the weaknesses of his deck, is that we had no way of searching out Dark Fusion, like, you know, and whatnot. So now we do, and we have a way to search out the other cards that have Dark Fusion in its text, like the Field Spell that we'll get into later, and some of the new support cards. But yeah, so this card is super good just for that effect. And its second effect is just like, cannot attack unless you control a fusion monster. And that's pretty much it. But really good card, very good card, just for searching out your fusion card. I just wish there was a way to search him out, but there's no way to search him out to then search the fusion, but you can't get everything, I guess. Then we got Evil Hero Infernal Gianer. We got Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy. I like to use the anime effect. In the anime effect, you could I think you could special summon this card from your hand. It doesn't have to be in attack mode. And you could just draw a card if it's used for a tribute summon, but it's not during the end phase. You could just draw a card right away. I think that's the effect. It'll be on the screen for you guys to see. We got Necro Gardener just for, you know, defense. Next up, to fill up the last few slots of monsters, I decided to add only these three Neospatians. Neospatian Dark Panther, Grand Mole, and Flare Scarab. There's a reason for that. First of all, there's not much more cards you can really add in here, so I just added these cards, but when we get to the extra deck, I'll show you guys why I added these three in there. And then we got Spell Striker, just, you know, more tribute support. And yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. It is what it is. You do the best that you can. It's still very powerful, still very strong. And I'll explain how the deck works at the end. Alright, so for spell cards, we have Supreme King's Castle, the new field spell. This is an interesting card. It kind of allows you to make everything into Dark Fusion in a sense. So cards like Polymerization, yeah, pretty much Polymerization, Super Polymerization. You can fusion summon fusion monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion with effects other than Dark Fusion. So basically, like I said, you could use Poly, Super Poly, or any other kind of fusion spell card. You can summon all your Evil Hero fusion monsters with any fusion spell card now, not just Dark Fusion. So they kind of made that. It's a reference to the anime, because in the anime he used Super Polymerization to fuse for his evil heroes, because in the anime Super Polymerization ignores the summoning condition, so you actually can do that. So this is a reference to that. It allows you to actually pull that off now, because the TCG effect doesn't allow you to do that. Its other effect is, once per turn during damage calculation, if your Fiend monster battles an opponent's monster, you could send one evil hero monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Your monster gains attack equal to the level of that sent monster times 200 until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. So basically gives your evil heroes a boost. A lot of them have very weak attack points, so you could just mill one straight from the deck or just mill one straight from your extra deck, give it that extra power boost, and then on top of that, if you also add Honesty Neos, that's another 2500. So you get it's basically OTK right there. You just go right in for the kill, gain a bunch of attack points, and just run your opponent over. So that's kind of the whole point of the field spell and Honesty Neos being in there. Next, we got a new support card, Evil Mind. If you control a Fiend monster, activate one of these effects based on the number of monsters in your opponent's graveyard. So if your opponent controls one monster in their graveyard, you draw one card. Or if they control 4 or more cards, you can add one hero monster or Dark Fusion from your deck to your hand. Or if they control 10 or more cards, you can add one Polymerization spell card or Fusion spell card from your deck to your hand. So you could add Super Poly to your hand, basically. This card is okay. It's not that great because of the fact that it relies on your opponent having something in the graveyard. So if you draw this card your first turn and your opponent hasn't gone yet, or they don't have a graveyard yet, this card is dead until that moment. But this is more of a mid to late game card. Drawing this early is horrible, but drawing it mid-game and late game especially would be so much better. So just hope you don't draw it early. But with my luck, I'll probably draw it really early anyway. But at least maybe I'll get a draw if they have one monster in their graveyard. But yeah, then we got the 2 Dark Fusions. We got Dark Calling, the Miracle Fusion of evil heroes, and then we got Super Polymerization. So this card is even more live now. Before adding this in the Supreme Kings deck wasn't that great because you can only fuse your own monsters. You wouldn't be able to steal your opponent's monsters because there's not that many evil heroes that fuse with many different things. But now that we have the new evil hero fusion, which we'll get into in the extra deck, it's great because the fusion materials for that card is really easy. I think it's just one evil hero and one level 5 or higher monster, which is super generic, super easy to summon. So now Super Poly is live. You can steal any one of your opponent's really big monsters and fuse with it to summon your big fusion monster. So yeah, I love that. I think that's really great. They finally made a really good evil hero fusion, and we'll get into what that does later. We got Emergency Call to help search out your materials. And next, we have one of the new support cards that we just pulled from the pack opening, Favorite Hero, the Equip Spell card. I added this in here because this has a very powerful effect that allows you to, you can equip it to a level 5 or higher hero monster. If you control a card in your field spell zone, the equipped monster gains attack equal to its original defense. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. So basically, yeah. So if you control your field spell, you know, your Dark Castle, it makes it so your evil heroes gain attack equal to their defense. So like I said, a lot of evil heroes like Infernal Wing have very low attack points, 2100 attack, but he has 1200, so that 1200 would get added onto the 21. So that would be 3,300 attack points. Add that with Honesty Neos, that's another 25, and then add that with the field spell, mill one of your evil heroes, gain more attack points. So that's like probably over 5,000 attack. Actually, probably over 7,000 attack points in one attack. So once again, it's just more ways to knock your opponent out in one hit. Next up, and then on top of that, Infernal Wing actually burns for damage, so you'll probably one-shot your opponent with just Infernal Wing, especially in an anime duel because it's 4,000 life points. If they don't have protection against burn, then you're screwed. And then its next effect is at the start of the battle phase, you can activate one field spell card directly from your hand or deck. So that's really good. If you don't have the field spell on the field to activate the first effect, it doesn't matter because at the start of the battle phase, you could just activate it straight from your hand or deck. So that's really good. While when the equipped monster attacks and destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can send this card to the graveyard. The attacking monster can attack again. So look at that. This is so good. It gives them 2 attacks, allows them to gain attack equal to their defense, and it pops out a field spell for you. So you don't even have to search. You don't even have to like draw it out. You could just activate this and then pop out the field spell, buff him up extremely with the effect of the field spell and the effect of Honesty Neos and the effect of what else? The effect of this card, and then on top of that you get 2 attacks. So in my opinion, I thought it was worth adding. I thought it was really cool, and it's for any hero monster, not just elemental heroes. So it works with the evil heroes, so I thought why not add it just to add some extra OTK power. Then we got Hero Mask to help you get your materials. Then we got Pot of Greed, just draw support, Graceful Charity, more draw support and setting up your graveyard. Then we got Monster Reborn, obvious reasons. Then we got Special Hurricane, which just allows you to get rid of a big board of special summoned monsters, so that's good. And then finally we got Miracle Contact. So in the extra deck there are just a few Neos monsters that I'll get into later, and then you'll see why I added it in here. I'll explain it later, but yeah. So we got Hero Signal for the trap. We got Hero Shield. This is an anime card. Target a hero monster you control, equip it to this card. If it would be destroyed by battle, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard instead. During damage calculation, if the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster, you can draw 1 card for each multiple of 1,000 damage you took. So it protects it by battle, your hero. That's any hero, including evil hero. And then for every 1,000 points of damage you take, you get to draw a card. So it's pretty good. It protects it, and then you get to draw 1 card. I wish it also negated the damage, but it's fine. Then you wouldn't be able to draw, but it could be rewarded. Anyway, we got Mirror Force. Jaden does own Mirror Force. In Season 1, he had a Mirror Force. He only used it one time. So I added that in there because I'm like, it's the Supreme King. He's a villain. He's more destructive than Jaden. So I felt like Mirror Force was more suitable for Supreme King's deck because it's more of a destructive card. It, gets rid of a board really easily. Then we got the anime card Crossheart. Basically, you can activate only when you take battle damage. Take control of the opponent's monster. So if they attack you, you take some damage, you take their monster permanently. So, and I love the artwork too because it's, dark and light, cross heart. So I figured, since Jaden is a good guy, he's turning evil. This is a perfect, like, symbolic card to represent, like light and darkness and whatnot. And you take your opponent's monster, bring them to the dark side. But yeah, so I just thought that was really cool. And then we got Call of the Haunted and Negate Attack for the final cards. Very straightforward right there. But yeah, next up we got the extra deck. We got the Evil Heroes. So we're gonna have Evil Hero Infernal Wing, the Evil Flame Wingman, Evil Hero Lightning Golem, the evil version of Thunder Giant. We got Evil Hero Infernal Sniper, the evil version of Rampart Blaster. A lot of these cards, they just pop or burn or whatever. Obviously they have just more destructive effects, better than the original versions, the good guys. We got Wild Cyclone, allows you to get rid of back row, and I think when he attacks you can't chain to it, so he's pretty good. So just think about it like this. Look, you got 19 attack, 23 defense, activate favorite hero, against 23, so that would be 42. That'd be 40, I think, yeah, that would be 4,200 attack points. Then add that with the field spell and Honesty Neos. Like, come on, it's just so much power, so much power. And then we got Evil Hero Dark Eyes. So this card is interesting because you can't really use it, but in this deck you can. That's one of the reasons why Grand Mole is in here, because in order to summon this card, you need one Fiend monster and one Rock monster, and Neospatian Grand Mole is a Rock monster. So you could fuse this card with any of your evil heroes, and then so this is 900 plus, let's say you fuse it with Lightning Golem in the graveyard. You just add 2400 plus 900, so that's 3,300 attack points. Obviously this is one of the weaker ones, but if you fuse it with the new fusion card, that's I think 3,500 attack plus 900, so that'd be 4,400 attack. Add that with the field spell, add that with Honesty Neos, so this card actually can be summoned because of Neospatian Grand Mole. If you don't add this card, then you won't be able to summon this card unless you're fighting against a rock deck and you super poly with it. But this card makes this card possible, so that's why Grand Mole is in there. It's one of the reasons why. Then we got Evil Hero Malicious Fiend, and then finally we have the brand new fusion support card Evil Hero Malicious Bane. So yeah, this card's really cool. I actually did pull this card recently. I did record a deck profile, a pack opening, and I pulled it, and then there was some issues with the camera, so I don't know if it'll be up on the channel before this video goes up, but hopefully you guys did see it. If not, then you guys are seeing it now. But yeah, I did pull this card. It was amazing. It's a level 8 fusion monster. The fusion materials are 1 evil hero monster plus 1 level 5 or higher monster. Must be special summoned with dark fusion. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so already starts good. All of these cards are so fragile they could get popped easily, but not this guy. He's easy to summon, and he already has inherent protection. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. During your main phase, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card's. Also, this card gains 200 attack for each monster destroyed this way, but you cannot declare an attack for the rest of this turn except with hero monsters. So this is amazing. So he comes out on the field, he's protected from everything. On top of that, you activate his effect to destroy all your opponent's monsters, and then this card gains more power for each monster that you actually kill with this effect. So if you pop a full field of 5 monsters with this card, he'll gain 2 for each, 2 times 5, 1,000. He'll be at 4,000 attack points, which is really good. And obviously he can attack. He'll have 4,000. If you have the Honesty Neos in your hand, that would be 2,500. So that's 6,500. If you activate the field spell and send, let's say, Evil Hero Malicious Fiend to the grave, which is a level 8, 2 times 8 is 16. So that's 16 plus 65. That's 8,100 attack points right there. If you pull off that whole combo with the field spell. Oh, and on top of that, if you equip favorite hero onto this, add 3,000 onto that. So that's 11,000 attack points. So if you're able to pull all those things off at once with this card, that's 11,000 attack points. So it's just OTK. That's what the new support does. It allows you to OTK. So that's just amazing. So yeah, that's the new Evil Hero Fusion. Very destructive, very powerful, super defensive. Finally, for the rest of the fusion monsters, I'm going to keep it simple. So like I said, I added the 3 Neospatian monsters, Flare Scarab, Grand Mole, and Dark Panther. Use the anime effect of Dark Panther, by the way. It's so much better. But it's up to you. So yeah, we have Dark Neos, Grand Neos, and Flare Neos. This deck doesn't focus on contact fusing much, but the point is, it's in your extra deck in case if you can do it. Because you can do it, it is possible. Neos is in the deck, of course, so you could actually summon it with this. So yeah, we got, obviously their contact fusions, and then we got Magma Neos as well, because you have Flare Scarab and Grand Mole. That's why Miracle Contact is in there, so you could go for one of these fusions in the duel or whatever. And then finally, the other big reason why I added specifically these 2 in here is because of the new Elemental Hero Neo support card, Nebula Neos. This card is absolutely amazing because it allows you, when he's fusion summoned, you could basically draw. You can draw equal to the number of cards your opponent controls, then you get the effect of 1 face-up card on the field until the end of the turn. So if you're able to Miracle Contact using Neos and Grand Mole and Dark Panther, summon Nebula Neos, draw cards for every card your opponent controls. I think it's every card, right? Yeah, for every card your opponent controls, so it allows you to get more pieces out faster to go for your evil heroes, and then you get to negate a face-up card on the field. And then on top of that, obviously Neospace is not in the deck, but it has a really great second effect that when it returns to the extra deck by its own effect, you can banish all cards on the field face down, so it's kind of like a last resort type of thing. But you'll probably OTK and knock out your opponent by that point. And then obviously you guys already saw there, we got the final card, Elemental Hero Cosmo Neos, which just takes Neos and any 3 Neospatial monsters with different attributes. There's exactly 3, so that's another option to go for. That also allows you to OTK, because when he's fusion summoned, when he's special summoned from the extra deck, you can activate this effect for the rest of the turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards. Also, your opponent cannot activate their effects. So basically, they can't chain to your attack or anything you do on that turn. So that's really good. And then its final effect is, when it returns to the extra deck by its own effect, destroy all cards your opponent controls. So it has they both have really amazing effects. So I was like, the Supreme King, he's all about power and destruction and control and whatnot. So I figured these 2 cards are really perfect. That's why I added these 2 in there. Magma Neos is in there because Flare Neos is in there, and I needed to add an extra card, so why not? So yeah, so those are the only 5 Neos cards I added as of right now because of these 3. But you could, if you don't want to use any of the Neo stuff, you can take the Neospatians out or keep them in or whatever and take these out. Whatever you feel is more authentic for you, It doesn't really matter to me, just as long as you're having fun. But yeah, so that's the fusions. And now for the side deck, I'm not going to explain too much about the side deck. This is just other extra stuff that you could potentially think about adding. We got Brave Neos in case if you just want to add that for the heck of it, because you can. We got Air Neos, Glow Neos, Storm Neos, and obviously, you have the last 3 Neospatians in the side deck too if you want to add that. So those are the 3. We got Chaos Neos and Neos Krieger, as well as Yubel. So yeah, so if you want to summon all of these Neos fusions and make some room in the main deck and add those cards, if you want to, it's up to you, or you want to keep it like this or change it however you want, it's up to you. And then we got Yubel in there obviously, so you could go for the Neos Krieger. This card hasn't come out yet though, so you're gonna have to wait until it comes out. This is Elemental Hero Neos and Yubel. It basically is kind of the fixed version of Neos Wiseman, and then if this card is destroyed, you could bring out Neos Wiseman. But even if you don't use that last effect, you still have a powerful monster that does a lot of burn damage. I'll just read it for you guys for the heck of it. Must be fusion summoned before damage calculation. This card battles a monster. You can inflict damage equal to the opponent's attack. So yeah, so it has the burn effect of Neos Wiseman. And then if this face-up card you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon Neos Wiseman from your hand or deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. So yeah, it's a slightly less strong version of Neos Wiseman, but it's easier to summon the Neos Wiseman and also then summon the Neos Wiseman if you want to. But this is, you know, these are just optional. I didn't think they were that necessary in the deck, so I didn't add them in the main deck. But if you guys want to try them out or feel like they belong in there, then by all means add them. So yeah, the monsters are Glowmoth, Air Hummingbird, Yubel, Dandelion for, you know, tribute fodder. We got Pathfinder, the one of the other new support cards, helps you summon Neos and your Neos Patience if you just want to, you know, do that really fast. We got Neos Fusion as well, so if you want to go for a contact fusion right off the bat, once again, Neospace is not in the deck. You can add that too if you want. We got Vicious Claw. I didn't add this in the main deck because this card is not that good. There were better cards I felt were stronger to add in there, so I added that in. Then we got Battle Fusion. For more attack power, if you really want to OTK your opponent even harder, and then you're like if you need to. And then we got Effect Shut, which basically allows you to negate a monster effect and destroy it. And then Mirage Cylinder, which is the anime version, which is a stronger effect. You can negate the attack. Yeah, if your opponent's monster attacks you, you can negate the attack, and your opponent takes damage equal to the attack of your monster. So you could finish games with that as well. We got Evil Blast. This card wasn't that good. It wasn't worth adding in the main deck. It just doesn't do enough. We got a Hero Emerges, just, you know, if you have a lot of high-level monsters in your hand. We got Hero's Guard, an anime card. It's more defensive. You banish a hero monster from your graveyard to protect the hero you control from being destroyed by that attack, and you can banish a hero monster from your graveyard to half the battle damage you take from that attack and draw one card. So it's pretty good. And it's generic for all heroes, so it works with the evil heroes. And then we got Invincible Hero, just protects your monsters from battle. Limit Reverse, just kind of like a mini Call of the Haunted. And then we got Next, in case if you want to go for contact stuff. Alright guys, but yeah, that's the deck profile for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Supreme King deck is actually pretty fun. It's very strong. You can OTK very heavy with it. It does need to be better, you know, just more consistent and stuff. But definitely we need a searcher for the evil hero monsters in the main deck, and then we need other evil hero main deck monsters. But for now, this will do. It's good. The new fusion is so amazing that it kind of makes up for it. And on top of that, Duster Gold searches out your Dark Fusion and your Dark Calling, so that makes up for it. And yeah, so honestly, we need more, but what we got was still good enough to buff this up extremely, along with all the new support cards we got from future sets as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for everything. You guys can change whatever you want in the deck. It's up to you. Just have fun with it. This is a really cool deck, and I'm really excited to show you guys. Anyway, once again, God bless you guys. See you guys in the next video. Gotcha!